Hello, I'm Councillor Tommy Judge, and as the Lord Mayor of Manchester, I'm delighted to be sending you this greeting on behalf of everybody in the city. It is an honour and a privilege to have this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to all elite swimmers competing at this year's Manchester International Swim Meet, albeit in these difficult and unprecedented times for us all. I am sure this well-established annual event at the Manchester Aquatic Centre will see some top-class performances over the course of the next few days. This great event venue is a legacy of the Manchester Commonwealth Games in 2002 and is not only home of the GB Paralympic swim team but also records over 1 million visits every year, showing that elite swimmers can train successfully alongside the general public. With the Olympic and Paralympic Games drawing ever closer, I hope this competition provides each of you with the best platform to allow you to achieve your ambitions in Tokyo. I'm also sure you will join me in thanking the many referees and officials, management workforce, volunteers, contractors who have all worked tirelessly to make this event happen. The city is also proud that this event sees once again the bringing together of a well-established partnership with Manchester City Council and Manchester Active, British Swimming, the City of Manchester Swim Team, Greenwich Leisure as the facilities operator, and Arena as the sponsor. Unfortunately for me, but understandably in these restricted times, I am not able to attend the event to meet you personally, but I am sending my sincere best wishes to those of you competing and all who are involved. Finally, and in better times, I hope to see you again in Manchester very soon. Goodbye for now and best of luck to you all. Take care.
Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for the final time this weekend to the Manchester Aquatic Centre for the Arena Manchester International Swim Meet 2021. My name's Stephen Jameson. I'll be guiding you through all the races this evening, of which we have plenty to look forward to. We kick things off with the men's 400 IM, followed by the women's 100 fly. We'll see the likes of Luke Greenbank, Molly Renshaw, Imogen Clark, James Wilby, Anna Hopkin, Joe Litchfield, Abby Woods. They're all in action tonight, as well as some of the top paraswimmers in GB's Paralympic programme, the likes of Maisie Summers-Newton, the great Ellie Simmons. The list goes on. Loads to look forward to this evening then. Lovely to have your ear. I hope you're looking forward to it as I am. The phrase rings true at any swimming meet there ever has been, and it won't change going forward either. Last one, fast one. These swimmers have been itching for competition for so long now. It's gone brilliantly so far here in Manchester. We have loved bringing it to you, and it's time to go out in style. And we kick off, as I mentioned, with the men's 400 metres individual medley. And they're in lane 3 is Charlie Hutchison. Next to him is William Riley in lane 2. Max Litchfield is the man in lane 4, just getting to his feet. Terrifically talented 400 metre individual medley swimmer. 4th in Rio in 2016. He's got Brody Williams for company in lane 5 and Jacob Greenout in lane 6. Keep an eye on Brody Williams in particular in the early going. Backstroke specialist. And the thing is with Max Litchfield, he doesn't really specialise in any strokes. He's just brilliant at them all. That's what makes him such a talented 400 metre individual medley swimmer. Cruised through in qualifying earlier on this morning, 4:23.45. He is the British record holder in this event. Here we go then, first race of the evening. Riley in 2, Hutchison in 3, Litchfield 4, Greenout in 5. And away in racing for the final time at this event. On Valentine's Day, no less. And these swimmers are sending plenty of good vibes your way, I am sure. It's Litchfield who makes his way to the wall first. No, he's just touched out actually by Jacob Greenout in lane 5. I mentioned Brody Williams' name earlier. I was looking down at my start sheet. He's actually withdrawn from this event since those were published not too long ago. So we are down to 4. Litchfield then first after the fly, and onto the breaststroke he goes, and this is onto the backstroke he goes rather, and this is where he's going to look to stretch this lead heading into the breaststroke leg, where he is strong. As mentioned, he is the British record holder in this event. Had a few of those go over this meet, which has been great to see. That time still stands at 4:09.62. He swam that in Budapest in 2017 at the World Championships there. Broke the 200 IM record there as well in that competition. was only good enough for 4th again. So a bit of a bridesmaid couple of years for Max Litchfield. He was the finalist once more in 2019, but he's looking to go again ahead of Tokyo. And you can't count him out. And too quality a swimmer for that. As he moves on to his breaststroke leg, comfortably in front of Charlie Hutchison and Jacob Greenow. If this is the first session of the Manchester International Meet that you're watching, this event is being brought to you from the bubble here in central Manchester. Huge amount of effort has gone into getting this event on. Huge collaboration from Manchester City Council, the City of Manchester swim team and British Swimming themselves. And combined as a three-headed monster, they've managed to navigate all the necessary protocols to make this event as safe as possible, but still to make it an event. It's been great fun. I speak for everyone here when I say I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope you have at home too. It's been great to have competitive swimming back on these shores. We'd love you to be here, of course, and we'd love to have more swimmers, all in due time. Speaking of due time, Max Litchfield is not messing about here. A long way in front now of Greenow and Hutchison. I think he's on for a relatively quick time. Certainly going to be quicker than this morning, I think. Going really nicely is Max here. Under the flags he goes. It is going to be a lot quicker than his time this morning, and the touch in the end comes through at 4:16.38 from Max Litchfield. Very nicely done indeed. Good swim from Max. Second place belongs to Charlie Hutchison. And Jacob Greenow picks up third, William Riley in fourth. A strong swim from Max. Looking comfortable at 4:16.38. It's worth pointing out, of course, that whilst we have had some fantastic British records so far at this meet, every swimmer is at very unique situations in their current lives, and it's very difficult to gauge where each swimmer is at. Ordinarily for a big championships where the likes of all these swimmers would be at, you'd be thinking they'd all peaked for it, and you can maybe place a bit more stock in entry times and heat times, and of course the times they put out at the end of it. But for some of them, they'll be in the midst of really heavy training and just looking to get that competitive feeling back. And beyond that, anything else is a bonus. For others, they've been able to swim some really high quality times. Mentioned we've had British records come and go over the course of this weekend. Jordan Catchpole with a couple on the opening day, the S14 Paraswimmer. He broke his own British record in the morning, tied it in the evening. Ellie Chalice broke the British record and broke it again in the evening on day number 1 in the 50 backstroke for the S3 swimmers. And Molly Renshaw tying Jocelyn Iliet's 200 metre breaststroke British record on night 1. Had age group records as well, likes of Ed Mildred. And this morning, Ellie Chalice not content with having set a great new standard in the 50 back, set a crazy new standard in the 100 flight. Well, 100 free, I should say. Took 18 seconds off the previous British record. That happened this morning. look forward to seeing Ellie go again. Here come the girls then for the 100 fly. It's a full field as well. Good to see the pool full for this one. Sophie Freeman goes on the far side, the youngster from Plymouth Leander. Emily Large of Newcastle is in 2. Laura Stevens, the 200 metre specialist, goes in lane 3. Louisa Hansen of Sweden is in lane 4. Harriet Jones, a 2018 British champ, over 100 metres, goes in lane 5. Harriet West is in lane 6. Holly Hibbert goes in lane 7. Fly not usually her bag, she's usually a bit of a freestyler, but she's a bit of a gamer as well when it comes to races, Holly Hibbert. And she'll go pretty well in this race, I'd imagine. Making up the rest of the lanes is Kira Schloss, and she goes in lane 8 for the Bath National Centre. Louisa Hansen then the favourite coming into this one, she goes in lane 4. Representing Sweden at this international meet, but she does swim at Loughborough University, that's why she's here. There are some international swimmers based around British University campuses. And Louisa, one of those. Very, very fine 100 fly swimmer. Finished 7th at the last World Championships in Guangzhou. Has a PB of 57.1, which she was quite close to this morning as well. For a heat swim at least, 57.5 she went this morning. Swam pretty well in 50 last night. 100 is her main event though, and she'll be looking to put a marker down here. She's got some competition mind though. Harriet Jones is going really, really well, the British champion from 2018. She's right up there with her. It's going to be a quick time too. Into the wall they go. That's a great swim. Louisa Hansen 57.83. And Harriet Jones going 58.52. Great swim from Harriet in second place. Louisa Hansen wins it though in 57.8. Laura Stevens in third place with 59.2. Harriet West completing the quadruple of women under the minute barrier. So great swim from Louisa Hansen. She takes the win in the 100 fly. Might have been looking to go a shade quicker to match the time she put out this morning. And great swim from Harriet Jones, Welsh swimmer. Going really well there. Standard 2-minute interval, that's what we've become very used to over the course of this event. There's the pool deck and the blocks and the communal chairs, etc., etc., sprayed down and sanitised. And for the uninitiated as well, this is your first night watching, there will be a mid-session break too, about 40 minutes. It comes halfway through the programme. So after the men's 100 metre backstroke multi-class final, we'll have a 40-minute break before returning with the women's 50 breaststroke. It's just to ensure the warm-up pool isn't overwhelmed, and to ensure the swimmers who have to go in staggered warm-ups then have the adequate time to prepare for their race after warming up. It's been a system that's worked pretty well so far. A bit of a wry smile from Katie Crowhurst, who is the only participant in the multi-class final here in the 50 fly. In the 100 fly, I should say. Got Jacob Peters doing the same thing next up in the men's 50. But Katie, who's still such a young swimmer, been commentating on her for a few years, it feels like she's been around a while, but it's just not the case. Swims out of Wickham District, was originally from the Maidenhead area. She is an S13 swimmer, which means she swims with a visual impairment. She's a fairly recent addition to the national programme here with British Paraswimming. Was inducted, as it were, in 2019. And all eyes on Katie. What a daunting prospect. Solo time trial. But here she goes. And away and racing into her stroke. As I mentioned, a fairly recent addition to the British Para team. And she had her first international meet in 2019 as well. Went to the international German meet in Berlin, which is famous on the paraswimming circuit. Swam a couple of personal bests there. Personal best in this event is the one she swam this morning, 119.38, so she's clearly swimming very well. Took the best part of a second off her previous. When she turns for home, she'll be looking to do the same once again. In she comes into the final 25 of her individual time trial then, Katie Crowhurst. Let's sort of see what time she can produce. Personal best this morning of 1:19. She'll be looking to be inside that. Looks like she's going to be very close. May just be outside it. Let's have a look. 1:20.74. She is indeed. Unlucky from Katie Crowhurst. A good effort nevertheless. And the most important thing is you can come away with a PB from this event. Swam it this morning. Swam very, very well indeed. She's not the only one who'll be swimming solo. Jacob Peters is about to do the same. The young man from the Bath National Centre, swimming on his own in the men's 50 fly final. Another time trial on its way very shortly then for Jacob Peters. And then the event after that is women's 200 backstroke, and we do have two swimmers in that one. A reminder, this is a much reduced capacity meet. There's not that many swimmers here. Only those swimmers in the national pathways for the Olympic and Paralympic squads are here, classed as elite athletes and able to train under the guidelines set out by the Department for Culture, Media and Sport. So a much reduced programme, much reduced start list. It means that some of our swimmers are having to swim solo and as part of smaller races. It's not been often we've had multiple heats of the same race. So let's see what Jacob can produce here in the 50 fly. So I'm 23.9 this morning. Commonwealth finalist in all of the fly events back in 2018 on the Gold Coast. A silver medal in that competition as well as part of the Medley relay team. Time to see what he can do in 2021. Here comes Jacob Peters then. A personal best of 23.74. He'll be looking to be inside of that. He's going to go mighty close. And he does get that PB. Nicely done from Jacob Peters, 23.65. 10th off his personal best, which was 23.74. Let's run that back at the end of 2019. So some good progression there from Jacob Peters. He walks away with a PB. He'll be pleased with that. Next event up on deck, it's women's 200 backstroke. It's essentially a swim off. We've got two swimmers within it. Honey Osrin, the youngster from Plymouth Leander, and Chloe Golding from the City of Manchester Aquatics. That's next up for you here at the Manchester International Meet. Don't forget you can still get in touch with us to let us know who you're supporting this evening. Use the hashtag MISM2021 on Twitter and let us know who you're cheering on in this evening's session. Plenty of swimmers to get behind. And plenty of you've been getting in touch over the course of the weekend to say you've been enjoying the meet. Well, you and me both. It's been great to be back. Here come Honey Osrin and Chloe Golding. Honey looked excellent earlier on in the heats. I was really impressed with her. And Chloe with a bit more of a traditional heat swim where she was quite a bit slower than where you'd expect her to be. So it should be a good race actually. And see how Chloe goes. Swimming on and in home water with the bright red logo of the City of Manchester Aquatics adorning her swim hat. Away in racing. Only a couple more races to go until we are into our mid-session interval. Got the men's 100 backstroke to come. We have the Olympic programs final and then the multi-class final as well. A good start being made once again by Honey Osrin, who's in front at the wall there by half a second. Long way to go though. Chloe Golding, much more experience. She'll know exactly how to pace this race. Honey has been producing good results in this event. She does like the 200 backstroke. Was a European Junior silver medalist in 2019. Just 0.02 of a second off the gold medal as well. Chloe Golding is a more seasoned campaigner. She's been enjoying life as part of the New York Breakers team in the ISL. She's got a work cut out here though, if she's going to stop Honey Osrin. Take a look here as they come to the wall. I think Honey's going to hold on. It's been a really impressive day for the 200 metre backstroke for Honey Osrin. She stops the clock in 2:13.13, quicker than she went this morning. Excellent swim from Honey Osrin. Takes the win over Chloe Golding. And she should be pretty pleased with that swim, I'd say. Her personal best was the one she swam in that final in Kazan, 2:10.3. But back-to-back 2:13s is a good place to be. And she gets the victory here at the Manchester International Swim Meet. Another man who was heavily involved in those European Junior Swimming Championships is Charlie Brown. He's up next in the men's 100 backstroke. 6th in that final. He'll be looking to go somewhere around that sort of performance again if he can. We'll get him close to the win if he does so. He's got pretty stiff competition though against the likes of Luke Greenbank, already pre-selected for the Tokyo 2021 swim team. Elliot Clogg's in the mix, so too Brady Williams, Jonathan Adam, Cam Brooker, James McFadden. Good lineup for this backstroke final, which is on its way very shortly. In fact, here they come. I told you a slight fib as well, viewers. I do have to apologise. We'll be having our mid-session break after this race. We'll come back with the multi-class race for the 100 backstroke. Apologies, I've led you astray. On Valentine's Day as well, how could I? Cam Brooker goes in lane 1. Jonathan Adam is in 2. There is Charlie Brown from Team Steel. Luke Greenback's had a pretty good meet. He looked good in the 200 back. He looked excellent as well in the 200 medley. And a good meet. really looking forward to seeing Luke going in the Olympics. James McFadden in lane 7. We have got Brody Williams in this one, so guessing Brody withdrew from the 400 IM to prep himself for this race. Which is a fair enough trade-off, really. Difficult to swim a 400 IM and a 200 back, almost back to back. Oh, we've got a slight delay here. Problem appears to be over in lane 2. Jonathan Adams, backstroke ledge. Seems to be all good now. Whistle blows, so here we go. Brooker, Adam, Brown, Greenbank, Clog, Williams and McFadden. Underway and racing. Lovely bit of underwater work from Elliot Clog. And to Luke Greenbank, who was 2 away the quickest. Starting well is Brody Williams in lane 6 also. And Jonathan Adam over on the far side also going pretty well. And it's Greenbank who leads them out. At least my eyes said that. He's 1400ths off Brody Williams. But he, Clog and Greenbank are all pretty much stroke for stroke here. Greenbank now is making a strikeout to try and win this one outright. And he looks like he's timed this to perfection as Luke Greenbank. In he comes for 54.67. Excellent swim from Luke. Excellent swim from Luke, who gets the win in a competitive 100 metre backstroke final. Brody Williams in second, Elliot Clog in third. And that will do us for now. Mid-session interval is upon us. We are scheduled to return at 20 to 7, so about 39 minutes I make that, so pop the kettle on. And we will see you very shortly. We'll return back with the men's multi-class 100 backstroke. We still have the women's 50 breast to come, the men's 200 breast, the 100 freestyle for the women, and the men's 200 freestyle too. We close out the show and the meet with the women's 200 IM. Action gets back underway at 20 to 7. Do join us then.
I'm Barry, I'm 71, I'm retired. I was working as a steward at Manchester City, so you know I was getting loads of games, regular games. Did my walking football, fishing, you know. So I was quite busy seeing my grandchildren, babysitting for my granddaughter. Generally just running around after my children, my grandkids. Well, it came to a full stop really because the football finished, so I had no work. That was difficult because from being active to doing virtually nothing, like, I couldn't go fishing, I couldn't do my walking football. So yeah, it just came to a complete stop. In that job, you're meeting people, you're socialising, right? You're having a laugh with the fans that come in, and all of a sudden that just went. So virtually on my own, because you couldn't see anybody to talk to. So it was difficult, very difficult. I finished up doing like 30 press-ups a day just for something to do. It's difficult, but it has to be done. If we're going to beat this, we need to all stick to the rules. And it's hard not socialising. You know, it's part of our human nature to mix with people. But we just need to stand strong and firm and stick to the rules. When things are back to normal, I'd like to go and see my family again, relax with my family. You know, in the house, in the garden, you know, go back to my football, get back to work. You know, and generally just to socialise as we used to, and not be afraid of being, you know, this 2 metre distancing, you know, having a proper conversation, shaking hands with people, hugging people, you know, they're all the things that we're missing. It's difficult, but that's my hopes anyway.
I'm Beryl, I'm 73, I'm retired. Now I'm widowed, I did have 4 students staying with me from all over the world. In fact, we've done this for many years, and up until March this year I had 4 in the house. And so life was busy. I had a lot of things outside of the house I'm involved in. And then suddenly in March, because I had to shield, I had to say to my students, sorry, you're going to have to go and find somewhere else, which was very sad. Then all my activities stopped, and for the first time really in many years, I was on my own. I felt very vulnerable, and in fact, in many ways, I still feel vulnerable. I never thought I would. I always thought, oh, well, I can cope, and, you know, it doesn't matter what happens, I'll get through. I felt forgotten. There was a lot of talk about people on the television and such like, but I suddenly felt forgotten. Well, first of all, I gave myself a good talking to. I'm very good at that. and then I thought, right, I've got, 18 hours when I'm not asleep that's got to be filled with something, or I'm going to sit here and wallow in self-pity, loneliness, and vulnerability. I'd always been a gardener, but my garden became important, and of course we had a glorious spring, which did help. And I took up hobbies of embroidery. I started writing a course for psychology for my U3A group, and before I knew it, it was sort of 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, this is going to work. I think we've got to look at the positive. It will come to an end. All the pandemics eventually do. If you can, keep in touch with people via the phone, via Skype, via Zoom. I have about 16 meetings of Zoom a month at the moment. Look ahead, think of others, and think, okay, what I'm doing now is actually helping.
My name's Daisy and I'm 10 years old. Oh, well, it's changed because we have done lots of Zoom calls instead of actually seeing people, and in lockdown it was mostly just backing up a bit from the door, knocking on like your family's houses and like just saying hi to them and seeing how they are, and then not being able to give them a cuddle. It's not very fun anymore. Made me feel very sad not knowing that I can run up to my grandma or my Nana Jean and my Nana Jean's partner Alan, just making sure I can give them a big cuddle, but I can't now. We have seen her one time. We went up for the day and had like a little picnic there, and then we went back into lockdown, so we can't see her now, and we don't want to go round, give them something and make them ill, and then we're the ones who have gave it them. And she keeps sending me cards because I can't see her, and in the card she's gave me little quizzes and little games to do, and it's very nice of her to do that. And I send her little cards back, or if we've not got any cards or anything, I just call her and say thanks for it, and I'll try and get it back to you. I miss her very, 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 very much. Everyone's moaning about it and wanting it to go away so they can see their friends and their family, but the only way we can do that is making sure you're social distancing, wearing a mask and sanitising your hands and washing them. Yeah, I'm looking forward to going down to my Nana Jean's, giving them a big cuddle and getting everything back to normal, like making sure I can go swimming, I can go to a trampoline park, and I can do all the fun stuff again and just get life back to normal. Even if you're getting bored at home, you've probably got loads of things that you can do. You can make stuff, and you just need to do your bit in making sure you're keeping everyone else safe, and that's how we can get back to normal. This is one of the letters from my Nana Jean. Hi Daisy. I hope you're being a good girl for your mummy. I wish I could come down and see you, but as soon as all these things go away and it's safe for me to travel on the train, I will. I will come down and sleep at your house, and maybe we could go on a walk in the park. Love you loads, love you very much, Nana Jean, Alan.
My name's Jill, I'm 55 and I work in a care home. Difficult, hard, because obviously families can't come in now, can't see their relatives can't go out and spend time with their families. And I think it's been difficult because they've not really understood why they've not been able to, see their, daughter, son, granddaughter. It's been quite difficult. Sometimes families have come to the window, to see their relative, and it's that touching. That's what, they're not getting, that's what they're missing. So to see a relative on one side of the window and, we're with the resident on the other side, and all they can do is put the hand on the window. So it can be quite upsetting, quite emotional to see that. Sometimes, especially after a 12-hour day, I go home and obviously I'm there by myself. I have a little cry, but then I just kind of like, nope, soldier it up. Tomorrow's another day. It is tiring, and I get that you're getting fed up. I think if we all work together, carry on doing what we're supposed to be doing, and then we'll come out of it soon. And then all these families that, they'll be able to come back together again. So if we work together, then families that have been apart can come together.
Hi, I'm Sid. I use he, him pronouns. I'm 19 and I'm a student. I get a lot of enjoyment from seeing other people, so I'm very social. I see people quite a lot, and there was definitely a lot more of meeting up with people after lectures or going to a coffee shop or something. I never really went like out drinking or something much, but I think the biggest difference is kind of the university side of it, seeing people in campus or meeting up with them. The fact that most classes are online is a huge change, because I mean, we're used to being in a lecture hall full of people, and you can't kind of turn around and speak to whoever's next to you. And I don't know, I found actually engaging with the work material harder, because if there's something I don't get, I have to wait till after the lecture and then ring my friend and be like, oh, what was this about? And generally not having been on campus, like, you're kind of stuck in your room all day rather than wandering around different buildings or sitting in a park or something. I've definitely felt very lonely. I think isolation is one of my biggest triggers for some of my mental health issues, and I've definitely felt it. I think it would kind of be rare to meet a student who hasn't had some kind of struggle with it. I mean, in general, students' mental health tends to be bad anyway, but it's definitely worse at the moment, and I think most people are affected by it. Most of the time don't have any control over who your flatmates are. So I know people that kind of had a couple flatmates, but they've gone back home, so they're the only one, and it's definitely affecting mental health badly.
A very warm welcome back to the coverage here from the Manchester International Swim Meet. Pleasure to have you with us this evening. What better way to spend a Valentine's Day, hey? We reopen proceedings with the 100 metre backstroke multi-class final. Jacob Leach goes in lane 3. He's the S9 swimmer from Cockermouth in the northeast. Rhys Davies in lane 4 is from Swansea University, and Jordan Catchpole, Team Waveney, is in lane 5. Jacob Leach and S9 swimmer, Rhys and Jordan both S14, so they will be directly racing each other. They'll finish in front of Jacob Leach, but Jacob can still win the race on multi-class points. It depends on how close the swimmers swim to their respective classes' world record. Standing by then. It looks like Rhys Davies. I thought for a second he was going hatless, which would have been a huge statement. But no, on goes the hat. He and Jordan have been back and forth all weekend, racing each other. Jordan's had a great weekend in particular. British record on opening night. And away in racing. Speaking of the British record, Jordan Catchpole is the current holder of it in this event. 61.71. He's a little way off that this morning. Although, can't really blame him too much. He's been very, very busy this weekend. So in just about every event. Rhys Davies was significantly quicker, but again, tough to take stock of heat swims. And as they turn for home, it's Jordan Catchpole out in front, just north of half a second the gap. "20 metres to go, and it looks like it will be Jordan Catchpole, barring a Herculean comeback from Rhys Davies. Under the flags they go, and as we resume our final session, it is Jordan Catchpole who kicks us off with a great swim. He was very close to that British record time, 61.86, 0.15 of a second off a PB. Great swim from Jordan, and he'll take the multi-class victory. Jacob Leach with a perfectly respectable swim, 744 multi-class points is very decent going, but it is not capable of topping Jordan Catchpole's excellent 101.86. He's still got an event to swim, Jordan Catchpole, of course he does. We'll see him back towards the end of the night in the 200 freestyle for the men's multi-class swimmers. And then he can earn a very well-earned rest. If you're just joining us this evening, we've got plenty more still to come for you here at the Manchester International Swim Meet. We've got the women's 50 breaststroke next, where we'll see the likes of Molly Renshaw, Imogen Clark and Sarah Vasey. James Wilby is the headliner in the men's 200 metre breaststroke. Then we've got Anna Hopkin going 1-on-1-on-1 with the likes of Louisa Hansen, Mary Wattell and Tamrin Van Selm in the 100 free. We'll then have the multi-class 100 metre freestyle, where we've got some really good races in that one. Ellie Chalice broke the British record earlier on by best part of 19 seconds, and she told me earlier on that it felt really slow, so all eyes on Ellie in lane 6 for that one. We'll then end with the men's 200 freestyle and the women's 200 IM. Great session coming up for us, I think. here come the girls then for our next race. It's the 50-metre breaststroke. Some great breaststrokers going in this one. Katie Matz in lane 2, swimming in her home pool. Goes to uni just over the road at Manchester Met. Molly Renshaw goes in lane 3. She's had a great meet. Equalled the British record in the 200 metres on opening night. This is very much her C event in terms of the breaststroke, but still very, very capable, of course. Imogen Clark is the British record holder in this event. She goes in lane 4. Sarah Vasey remains a top-class international level breaststroker. Kayla van der Merwe, one of the new up-and-comers, is in lane 6. It's a great start from Imogen Clark, isn't it? Start's so important in the sprints, and Imogen away to a flyer. Sarah Vasey quickly into her rapid stroke rate in lane number 5. It's going to be between those two, I think, for the victory as they come towards the wall. Final few metres. Who is going to do it? It's going to go right down to the touch, I think. Imogen Clark gets there. She does. 0.04 of a second in front of Sarah Vasey. That was close. Molly Renshaw touching out Katie Matz for 3rd place as well by 0.03. That was an impeccably close race. But it's Imogen Clark who gets the win. 30.76 for Imogen. Not a bad swim at all. I'm just waiting on the official results, so do bear with us. And they've just come through to us. Doesn't look like there's any changes, so they'll stay as they are. Imogen taking the victory. 30.76 is nice and brisk. Sarah Vasey just missing out on the win there. Men's 200 breaststroke is next on the menu here. David Murphy, James Wilby, Gregory Butler and Carl Booth will go head to head in this one. And then we have some freestyles and the women's 200 IM, and that will just about do us by the time we get to the end of that. Usually at the end of a swimming meet, you can say it feels like it's been a long weekend, but it hasn't. It hasn't. At this meet, the sessions have been short and sweet. The downtime has been significant. One thing is for sure, I have enormously enjoyed it. Been great to be back, and I know a few of you watching as well share that sentiment. Benjamin's been untouched on Twitter. Enjoyed watching the Litchfields, Alice Deering, Ellie Chalice and Jordan Catchpole, as well as Jack Burnell. Let's retweet Benjamin. Mia Lawrence is cheering on Ellie Chalice from everyone at Clacton Shark Swimming Club, which is where Ellie made her come up as a youngster. Tom Parker's watching the stream as well. So it's great to keep an eye on the ones who are going to be gracing our screens in Birmingham 2022. It's a great point. Soon roll around. Saw some early images of venues just starting to get completed for that games. It's going to be great, isn't it? Always wonderful to have an international competition on your doorstep. Here come the boys then for the 200 breaststroke final. We're just about ready to go then. Good to hear the support from the gallery, from various swimmers getting behind their teammates. Obviously no spectators here, so you're entirely reliant, and you will hear any encouragement, no doubt about that. And off we go. 200 breaststroke. James Wilby was the quickest through in qualifying this morning. Gregory Butler over 2 seconds back in lane 5. Let's see what James Wilby can do for us. He's not primarily a 200 metre swimmer, although he does swim it very, very well. Just have a European medal in this event. 2018 in Glasgow, he was silver in the 200 breaststroke, to go with his silver in the 100 behind one Adam Peaty. And David Murphy decides his race is done. Seen that a few times at this meet. Swimmers are just taking whatever chance they can get to get their practice in the pool. David Murphy obviously only wanted to do 100, and he's done it in 61.51. So automatically disqualifies himself from the race. We saw Adam Peaty do that in the heats this morning. Swam 100 in a 200 and decided that was it, race done. And Wise now on the 3 races, still going. Here comes James Wilby. Into the wall he goes. He's got a PB of 2:07. He's not too far off that actually. 2:10.81 for James Wilby. Big drop from this morning, which clocked him in at 2:14. And a lot of encouragement from just along the gallery from me. Big smile up to his teammates as well. I think he's fairly pleased with his evening's work there, James Wilby. Very popular teammate, I know, on the international team. Been a sterling addition since about 2017 onwards. It was a late breaker outer. But he's certainly made the most of it since earning his place into the international setup. And a good swim from Wilby. Here come the girls then in the 100 freestyle final, and this is a really high quality race. Some youngsters in the outer lanes, the likes of lane 1's Betsy Wizards, and the blue hat of Northampton, and Harriet Rogers of Darlington, even younger. And then it gets a bit serious in 3, Louisa Hansen of Sweden. There's the pocket rocket, Anna Hopkin, Marie Wattel of France alongside her. Tamara Van Selman 6, Georgia Coates in 7, and rounding off the field is Mia Slevin of Davencio in lane 8. We've seen quite a lot of Louisa Hansen and Marie Wattel this weekend. They've looked excellent. Just keep an eye on the height of these ladies as they make their step up onto the blocks, and noticeably the difference between Hansen and Wattel and Anna Hopkin. There's a reason she's nicknamed the Pocket Rocket, is Anna. Hansen and Wattel, the traditional freestyle build, the sprinter. They're tall, with long levers and big reach. Anna Hopkin is just a powerhouse. A terrific sprinter. And this is a real international quality race, make no mistake about it. Marie and Louisa representing France and Sweden respectively, based at Loughborough University at the moment. And Marie swerved the butterfly earlier on, I think to focus on this race. You can see why. She looks excellent. Hopkin is going to pip Hansen to the finish here, but no one stopping Marie Wattel. What a swim that is, 53.4 from Marie. What a great swim. Dominant performance. I think that's a brand new PB for Marie as well. I think it's a big one. I think her previous quickest time was at the European Championships on these shores in Glasgow. She's from 54.12 in the semi-finals of the 100 free. Came 7th in the final. But 53.4 is rapid. And would have placed her in 4th place in that final. Terrific swim from Marie, who exits the competition having given us plenty of entertainment. Great swim again. Anna Hopkins 2nd, Louisa Hansen in 3rd. And we have the multi-class final coming up in just a moment as Ellie Chalice goes for another British record. Here come the multi-class finalists then. And this is an absolute all-star race. We've got some young up-and-comers, some of the best around in the world. And some of the greats, Hannah Russell being that. It's O'Connell, the S7 swimmer from Camden, Swiss, in 3. Zara Maluli, the S10 swimmer, goes in lane 4. Hannah Russell goes in lane number 5. And Ellie Chalice goes in lane 6. Hannah Russell is a dynamite sprinter. And she's off to a flyer, which is to be as expected. Swims a really, really good 100 free, does Hannah Russell. Again, multi-class race, all chasing world record times. Not necessarily to break the world record, but just to give them the most points possible. The issue that Hannah and Zara in particular have is their classes world records are extraordinarily quick, and 2 actually, Leah O'Connell in the S7 class. They're all records that have stood for a very long time, 2 of them from back in London. Let's see how close they can go and how many points they can put up on the board. It's going to be Zara who is going to take the touch just in front. Good swim, 61.91 from Zara Maluli. Excellent swim from Zara. And Hannah Russell comes in a little bit further behind, 62.62. Zara, who has the lead on multi-class points here, 8.73, plays 8.11. Leah O'Connell will be next in. So then all eyes on Ellie Chalice. She was brilliant earlier on. A massive new British record in the 100 freestyle. What can she produce this time around. 2:18 was the British record. That went this morning with Ellie's time of 1:59. She is going to go quicker. What a swim. 1:55.3. Brilliant work from Ellie. Brand new British record. 2 in a day. And the second time she's done that in this meet. Great work from Ellie Chalice. Officially the fastest Brit ever in the S3 class over 100 free. Great swim. That British record, by the way, had stood for 15 years. It stood since Durban in 2006. Amazing effort from Ellie Chalice, who said to me earlier she was going to go quicker. And indeed she did. And she knocks off a decent chunk of the time she swam earlier. Another 4 seconds goes. Frances Williamson was the old holder of the S3 British record. That did stand at 2:18. It now stands at 1:55. Not a bad day's work for Ellie Chalice. Not a bad meet's work from Ellie Chalice. One to watch as all of Paris swimming's attention gradually turns towards Tokyo. Not many races left now of this Manchester International meet. Men's 200 freestyle is up next, followed by the multi-class final, and then we'll have the women's 200 metres individual medley, followed by that multi-class final, and that will be all she wrote. I'll be sad to see it end, but I'm glad we are signing off in style, that's for sure. Final men's event of the weekend then is the 200 free, and it's a really, really good and stacked event, this. You know when James Guy is in lane 2 of a 200 freestyle that it's going to be a pretty quick race, and that's where he finds himself. Cruised in earlier in 1:50.53 in his heat, so he's not got himself a favourable lane draw. Luckily he's got some quick swimmers either side of him. I don't think he's going to struggle to be left behind. I think it's going to be a very even race in some ways. Jacob Whittle and Joe Litchfield either side of James Guy. Tom Dean goes in lane 4. He was the quickest through this morning. Felix Alberg of Austria goes in 5. Matt Richards is in 6. That's Harry Constantine in lane 7. And Andreas Vazaios of Greece goes in lane 8. Here we go then. This will be a great race. I'm very confident in it. Getting off to a quick start in lane 4 is Tom Dean of the Bath National Centre. He's decided he's going to lead it out. James Guy's got away well. He's in second place right now. Joe Litchfield a fraction behind him. Joe Litchfield swam really well this weekend too, worth pointing out. He's been one of the standout performers across a multitude of events. As we approach the halfway stage, Tom Dean leads them out. James Guy is just starting to turn that over. He has had a good meet, James Guy. He swam superbly in the 100 fly and the 200 fly, actually. Looked excellent in both of those events. 200 freestyle is an event he loves to swim. 4th in Rio in this race. He was 11th in Gwangju. He would love to go again. Former world champion, don't forget, in this event in 2015 in Kazan. And as all eyes start to turn towards another games, James Guy wants to be at the front of the queue. Tom Dean going really well. So too Litchfield. Alberg is making a comeback, but Guy should have enough to hold them off. It's a pretty quick time too. 1:47.19 for James Guy. Not bad going at all. His PB of 1:45.14 has stood since 2015 and that world title performance. But it's Jimmy Guy who gets the win. 1:47.19, a great swim from Tom Dean, who takes second place in front of Joe Litchfield and the experienced Austrian Felix Alberg. Top quality, top 4, that's for sure. But another excellent performance from James Guy. He's had a good meet this weekend, swimming up in his old pool here in Manchester. Only 3 more races to go then. Next up will be the multi-class final of the men's 200 free. It's a swim off between Dylan Broom and Jordan Catchpole. And rounding off the men's races for the weekend are Dylan Broom and Jordan Catchpole. Talked about Ellie Chalice earlier having a wonderful meet. Jordan Catchpole certainly in that sort of conversation. So many great performances from him. Very promising meet for Jordan. And what will make this a really easy watch is it's a straight swim off. Despite being a multi-class race, the 2 swimmers in this event are both swimming in the same class, so it is a straight one-on-one. There's Jordan Catchpole, who finds the strength to go one more time. He swam so many races this weekend at a really high level as well. Almost broke his backstroke British record earlier on. He has broken one of his fly records, and now he goes in the 200 freestyle. And away in racing. So Broom at the top of your picture in the white hat, Jordan Catchpole in the black hat. Both of these two will be hoping to make an impression on the paraswimming team. Both would love to have a ticket to Tokyo. But right now it's a little way away. It's something that can only be at the back of the mind rather than the forefront. Jordan Catchpole, almost predictably I feel, is ending his meet with a flourish here. Splits 57.98 at the 100 mark. Do have an excellent swimmer in the S14 class in this event. He's not racing here this weekend. Rhys Dunn, who is a phenomenal sprinter. Tom Hamer is usually a given to be competing at a high level in this event as well in the 200 free. Either of those two racing this weekend, so in their absence it's up to these two to throw down and to give us a race, and they are certainly doing that. Jordan Catchpole has done that all weekend long. He has worked very, very hard, and at long last Jordan Catchpole touches in to round off his weekend. Another performance of 750 plus multi-class points. Really top quality swimming from Jordan Catchpole. Dylan Broom gets himself 704 with 206.97, but he finishes a long way back from Jordan Catchpole. Super swimming from Catchpole, who rounds off his weekend in style. So then, ladies and gents, we have two more races to bring you. It's been a wonderful meet this weekend. I've said it multiple times now, but it really can't be stressed enough. It's been a privilege to bring it to you. Huge congratulations and thanks are owed to all the men and women who've made this event happen. From British Swimming, from the Manchester City Council, and from the City of Manchester swim team. Everyone has worked so hard to be able to have this meet. Speaking to the swimmers, they have loved taking part in it. They have been itching for competition. They've had it this weekend. A really high level of meets with top quality wherever you look. Some brilliant swims too, British records. We've had a bit of everything. And we've still got two great races to round off the weekend's action. We start with the women's 200 metres individual medley final. Isabel Goodwin, the City of Leeds, goes in lane 2. Katie Matz of the City of Manchester Aquatics is in 3. All eyes on Abby Wood of the Loughborough National Centre. She goes in lane 4. She's been swimming so well at this meet, and now with the last race possible of the weekend, she swims her favourite event. Lily Bucket, the youngster from Millfield, will be alongside her in lane 5, and Freya Colbert, who is one of the prospects to look out for. Looking ahead to the future of Nova Centurion, she goes in lane number 6. Here we go then. Goodwin 2, Mats 3, Wood 4, Booker 5, Colbert 6. And Abby Woods off like a shot. In a sense, she's been like a bit of a coiled spring, waiting for this event. Let's be patient this weekend. Here we go, onto the backstroke. Wood leading pretty comprehensively at this juncture. Now onto the breaststroke. There's no doubt at this stage who's winning this one. It's all about Abby Wood versus the clock. As I mentioned, she's been brilliant this week already. Swam so well in the 200 breaststroke earlier on, where Molly Renshaw ended up equaling the British record. Right behind her was Abby Wood. That was how quick she was. And there's a lot of anticipation on the gallery up here just watching this swim from Abby. 2:12.45, her previous personal best. She is attacking that like a train. It's going to be miles inside it, I think. This is some swim from Abby Wood. Is she going to go sub 2:10? Yes, she is. 2:09.38. Great swim from Abby Woods. Big smile on the face of Abby down below us. And she's been waiting for that moment. That's a fantastic swim. Lily Booker comes in second place, quite a way back as you can see. Katie Matts in third. No one was touching Abby Wood in that race. She made that clear right from the gun. Been mentioning that the year break for the Olympics might actually do her a bit of good. And on this basis, she may well be right. 2:09.38 for Abby Wood. Fantastic swim to round off a good weekend for her. We still have one more event. Do stay with us. 200 IM multi-class final. We talked about the last multi-class women's race being a great race. This is such a good race. Such a good standard we have in this country of paraswimmers, it really is. And few better to showcase that than the 200 individual medley. Grace Harvey, the young SM6 swimmer from Hoddesdon, goes in lane 3. Louise Fidders, the up-and-coming SM14 swimmer, goes in lane 4. And then in lane 5 you have the reigning reigning world champion, I should say, and world record holder, that is Maisie Summers-Newton. And in lane 6 is the reigning Paralympic champion, that's Ellie Simmons, the former world record holder. So the reigning Paralympic champion takes on the reigning world champion. Can't wait to see these two go. Here we go then, final race of the meet. What a great meet it's been for so many different reasons than you'd usually describe what's been a great meet. But for all the usual ones too. Here we go then. It's Louise Fidders who is off and away the quickest, as is to be expected. The SM14 swimmer will spend a lot of this race out on her own. We are blessed with some great medley swimmers in this category. The likes of Jessica Jane Applegate and Bethany Firth are super athletes, and are a great source of inspiration for Louise, who's just making her way into the senior side of things on the British team. For the SM6s, Grace Harvey's made a great start, going along really well. Here's Grace, who's currently in second place. Maisie a little bit behind her. There you see the pair of them. Ellie Simmons about another couple of body lengths back as well. Louise Fidders into her breaststroke. So too now is Grace Harvey. This is where Maisie will look to turn this lead over. It's an excellent breaststroker. Remember the moment so well where she lit up the London Aquatic Centre, just as her hero once did, don't forget. Swimmer in lane 6, Ellie Simmons, was the swimmer who brought through so many more. The likes of Ellie Robinson and Maisie Summers-Newton, the next generation. Both now have had their moments on the world stage, just like the great Ellie Simmons. Summers-Newton then has turned it over, and she'll head into the freestyle, well in front of Grace Harvey and Ellie Simmons. We'll take a look at Louise Fidders then. She's just finishing into the final 10 metres now, is Louise. Let's take a little cursory glance at the clock. For a decent time, I think, here. Louise stops the clock in 2:38.63. Bad going from Louise. Now then, all eyes on Maisie Summers-Newton, right now would be that world record time. That's how quick that was. She's not a million miles off it. She'll still get a lot of multi-class points here. She does. 943, look at that. But how about that from Grace Harvey? 301.87 is a brilliant swim from Grace. Kept up with Maisie Summers-Newton all the way. And Ellie Swims comes in 4th place. Oh, great swim there from Maisie Summers-Newton to round out what's been a great event. Final results will be with you in just a moment. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. A swim meet. A proper competitive swim meet. And hasn't it been brilliant? It's been great to be back, it really has. And we owe a huge debt of gratitude to the organisers, British Swimming, Manchester City Council and the Manchester Swim Team for being able to put this on. And the officials who've sacrificed their time to chew in a bubble for 4 days. The athletes for the entertainment. It's been great. It really has been great to be back. And we end with a great swim too, which is only fitting. Maisie Summers-Newton rounds it out in 3 minutes, 0.69 to win the last race here at the Manchester International Swim Meet. We don't know when we'll be back. In times like this, as they are, you can never make too many easy predictions. But hopefully, and I think I speak for everyone here, as we've made the first tentative strokes towards some kind of swimming normality, hopefully this is the first of many. Can't wait to speak to you again soon, ladies and gents. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here from Manchester. I know I've loved bringing it to you. From myself and all the production team here in Manchester, we will see you hopefully very, very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.